Screwball Scramble, originally known as Run Yourself Ragged, Snafu Maze, Crazy Maze, Tricky Golf and other names, is a game where you guide a 13mm diameter steel ball around an obstacle course using various mechanical buttons, dials and levers. Popular in the 1980s, like the Rubik's Cube, completing it under a minute is very good, but under 30 seconds, even better. The first obstacle is a tilting walkway, uphill, difficult to do. You can see the ball rolls down if not done. Then onto the magnetic crane, which swings you around to the uphill parallel bars. You have to open them up to create a false downhill, which then lands on the unstable table. Be careful of the false opening. And then across to the barrels. The barrels are good fun. They've got a directional poker, so the ball jumps into that direction. And the final jump is quite a big jump into the pipe maze, where you have to visualize your way around and listen for feedback on where the ball is. And then to get out, you need to flick onto the balancing crane. Around you go, and the ball won't roll off. You need some momentum to get into the catapult to fire to ding for the finish. Who could miss that? Huh? No skipping is allowed. You go up, down, and people have been doing this quickly for quite a long time. This video from 2007 getting over 2 million views. Numerous speedrun attempts have been made on YouTube, this one with a classy honeycomb wine rack in the background with an under 30-second time. And our next person showing a faster way up to the blind maze. That's acceptable. It follows the up down system, and it's possible on all games. And doing that, I can get under 20 seconds. Now here's our first serious speed run. This is Mutton Heads with a very clean run. The double jump up into the maze, flicking out the maze around, and an incredible 16.2. Now our next run is by this person's sister, and they've gone for a huge jump up. And will that save them time? And there it is, a 14.6 they called it. And let's look at that huge jump. And is it possible on mine? Yeah, you can do it on all game versions. And I found this bit slow here, this technique of landing on the pad rather than just rolling through it. So let's look at the Fabian DC run. And he rolled through the unstable table. And an 11.6, incredible. And you see he turned it in one, where his previous attempts were using 2 twizzles there. And that single turn was faster, but could you get under 10 seconds? Let's see. SpeedScrambler with a modern run, very fast through the unstable table. The maze, wonderful. Could it be under 10? 10.6. A fantastic time. And using one hand over here was a bit slow, but there's plenty of places where he picked up time, particularly on this first section, the ball flicking up to the magnetic crane rather than bouncing at the end like the previous runs we've seen. There's the ball bouncing at the end, very slow, and a new technique with the flick up it goes to the crane. Wow. That's amazing, and that technique came from Antraud on the 4th of July in 2008, where he set the record time. In 2008. In what is just a perfect run. 8.7. It's incredible. Could anyone get better than that? 2008 that was done, and no one's beat it since. But SpeedScrambler wasn't finished yet, no. He came back to the table and achieved perfection again and went beyond to a 7.6. I see it in slow motion. So fast, everything perfect. No wait time. This maze, I couldn't believe it. I had to check it so many times to see if it's real. Wow. And that's where we are in 2020. And that's where we are at the end of 2020. I've put the two fastest times side by side, and you can see the techniques are the same. It's just SpeedScrambler on the left. It's just so much faster in the first section. And the other point where he makes up the time is in the blind pipe maze. I had to check that many times to see if it was a legitimate run, and it is just perfect. And I think there's a few points in the course where you could make up some time. The last hammer throw was a bit conservative. So I think someone could break this time, and I expect it could fall. This game is still available to purchase. You could buy a game and you could be out there trying to set a new world record, or at least get in the top 10. Good luck, Screwball Scramblers.